Some love stories start with couples as high school sweethearts or a moment at freshman orientation. Our story began at church on a seemingly normal Sunday morning. We met because of Section Community. That first Sunday, I still remember my dad nudges me in the middle of worship and he says, "Hey, Christy, he'd be a great guy for you."
It's funny how God works, because it wasn't until that week that I think God wanted us to meet. I still remember sitting there with Michelle. She was just kind of like, "Hey, what about Christy Weekly?" So I looked up there and I remember seeing you before. So we set up Operation Meet Christy. We walked in that following Sunday, and sure enough, during worship, you filed in and sat right in front of us. And I was like, no way.
Pastor said, "Turn around and greet people around you." And I turned around and boom. I had never connected with someone so instantly, and I felt myself sharing details about my life with you that afterwards I thought, I would never have said that to somebody that I just met. A month later, he asked me to be his girlfriend. And 9 months after that, he asked me to be his wife.
Your dad had always given me his approval, but I wanted to respect Randy, for raising the wonderful woman of God that you are. I knew I needed to ask him for his permission to marry you. I think the thing that made it such an easy decision for him was he had seen you time after time, Sunday after Sunday, coming faithfully to church, and he really respected that. He really was completely confident that you were a man he could trust with his daughter. I think that was my favorite part of the conversation, was that he just said yes, and there weren't any conditions. That's a testament to Section Community and just community in general.
This is our story. It's a story of the value of Section Community. I'm not saying get involved because you might meet your future husband. I'm just saying there's something that happens when you have your own neighborhood at church.
This is also a story about coming to a place of contentment.
I'm convinced that God always has a plan.
The hardest part sometimes is having to wait for it to all come together.
But when it does, it's beautiful.